Hello, I'm Richard Ridge for Broadway World. Wendy Wasserstein's The Heidi Chronicles is back on Broadway. Under the direction of Pam McKinnon, it stars Elisabeth Moss, Jason Biggs, and Bryce Pinkham. And we're here on opening night to celebrate with the company. Welcome back to Broadway. How does it feel?
It's exciting. You know, I feel like I was saying earlier tonight, I don't feel like I've ever done anything on Broadway before. I was so scared and so nervous before the show. It does not feel like I've ever done this before.
It's such a beautiful play. We spoke so early on in the rehearsal process. I remember you telling me there's so much dialogue.
I know.
You inhabit her so beautifully. What's it been like working on Heidi and just honoring Wendy?
It's been a really beautiful experience, and it's been something that I think we all feel really lucky to be a part of. And I think it's fun to honor her and at the same time make it our own and make it accessible for a new generation, you know.
And just working with the guys, what that's been like.
Oh, I'm the luckiest girl on Broadway, hands down. I would compete with any woman on Broadway for luckiest woman. I mean, they're just talented, funny, sweet, professional, handsome. I mean, I'm very lucky.
My final question is, when you took your bow tonight, returning to Broadway, do you remember what you were thinking?
I was thinking about the photographers in the aisles and wondering what they were getting and whether or not my face looked okay and whether or not I should stay there longer or should I move on. I was thinking about all kinds of stupid stuff.
That's an opening.
Yep, exactly.
Well, congratulations. First, welcome back to Broadway. How does it feel?
It feels great. I feel happy and lucky to be a part of this production, but also relieved that we're now open. You know, I mean, it's putting a show up is a lot of work for a lot of people, and it's a real accomplishment. And I'm very proud of myself. I'm proud of everyone that has worked so hard to get this to where it is today, and I'm really proud of the show and where it's at, and now I'm excited to sort of see where it grows from here and see how audiences respond.
This is a really special play. I know you all wanted to honor Wendy. What was the whole experience like working on the play and finding that tone?
It was amazing. You know, I feel like I really have this personal relationship with Wendy, and I've never met her. I never had the chance to meet her, and that speaks to her writing, of course. I mean, this is such a personal play of hers, but also just through our process, you know, we asked a lot of questions and we got a lot of wonderful answers. We talked to a lot of people that knew her, and again, just it's in the play. You know, there's so many sort of tells. You know, there's a lot to learn about Wendy in this play, and it was a really great experience in that way. And yeah, I hope we've done it justice, and it's just a real honor. You know.
The roles are so beautifully written and so beautifully portrayed by all of you. Talk about the man that you play and what you love about him.
Well, I love that Scoop is kind of an arrogant, obnoxious guy, but he's charming and he's honest, and I think his honesty is what I think ultimately makes him likable and makes him so attractive to Heidi over the course of 2+ decades. And I love playing. I think he's he's an alpha male. I'm used to playing passive characters, and he's definitely not passive. So for me, it was great to play something that was out of the box a little bit. Yeah, I just love him. It's great.
And beautifully cast. I mean, talk about playing opposite Bryce and Elisabeth.
Yeah, they're terrific. I mean, Elisabeth obviously is just an amazing actress, but she's also a great leader. She's the leader of our company, and she is just a pleasure to be around. She's so generous to all of us, and backstage she's just terrific. So, and Bryce as well. I mean, he's just fantastic. Yeah, everyone in this crew. It's really it's a happy place to come to work. It's terrific.
Just my final question is: when you took your bow tonight, being back on Broadway, do you remember what you were thinking?
Well, I was thinking when I took my bow, I was just thinking, I was just trying to take it in. I sometimes have a hard time being in the moment, and so I'm just trying really hard these days to appreciate everything, and I just tried really hard to be in that moment. It was a really beautiful ovation that we got, and and I noticed some of my family out there, some of my friends, so that was really great. Yeah.
It is opening night. Congratulations. How do you feel tonight?
How do I feel, Richard? I feel exhausted, but in a good way. It's taken a lot of effort and work to what I would call honor this play. We've all been very concerned with honoring the legacy of this play, so we've been working hard. And to be here is a relief, but also very exciting because we finally get to share this new version of it. And it does feel new. It feels both complimentary to the original, but also like our own. So it's a good night.
We spoke very early on, like your first day, when everyone just, Elisabeth said, there's so much dialogue. It's like discovering the piece. What was that like working in the rehearsal room with the cast and with Pam?
Well, as soon as we started hearing it out loud, we found out how truly funny it is. This is a funny play, and people know it for its sort of serious themes and the fact that it was sort of groundbreaking at the time it originally came out, but it's also hilarious. I mean, sometimes it almost feels like we're in a sitcom. Everyone's laughing every other line, So that was the first discovery, and second, we really started with Pam McKinnon's help to find the depth of each of these characters, to find that each of them is not just, for example, my character is not just the gay best friend. He's also on his own particular journey, and how those journeys match up together is why the play's so fascinating to watch.
Talk about the man that you play. Was he easy to find for you?
No, some parts I would say, I don't know if easy is the right word, but I certainly attach to characters who have a passing relationship with mischief. So he's a bit mischievous and certainly a bit ironic and caustic, which I can be on occasion if you can believe it.
I can't.
But I also certainly identified with being a professional, moving to New York to follow the sort of heights of a certain profession, and attempting while doing that to stay in touch with childhood friends that meant something to me before I was somebody that you wanted to interview. Those people are important to me, and keeping those relationships in my life is something that Peter, my character, is trying to do with Heidi. So yeah, I definitely identified with him.
Beautifully cast. But talk about working with Elisabeth and Jason, the three of you together.
Oh, it's been a thrill. Elisabeth Moss is like the champion swimmer of actors. It's like watching her, I sort of imagine someone who's doing the butterfly stroke, where it's supposed to be hard, and like when you do it, it's really hard, but when she does it, it looks like a dance. She's effortless and has an incredible range and has been nothing but a joy to work with. Jason, on the other hand, has been awful. I mean, he is just so untalented and so not very nice, and his backstage dance moves they're the best, I have to say. He's got the best moves backstage of anyone I've ever seen.
So my final question is, when you took your bow tonight, do you remember what you were thinking?
I was thinking, don't forget to get the ladies flowers.
So could you relish in the night?
I did. I was thinking about Wendy. I was thinking about Wendy Wasserstein and the fact that I hope we have done her a great honor in bringing this play back. I think she would have been happy to be here tonight. I think she would have had a great time at the party and hopefully laughed along with the rest of the audience. So I was thinking about her and her family and her close friends, many of whom are here. And I hope we've done her done her proud.
Congratulations. It is opening night, the Heidi Chronicles. How do you feel tonight?
I feel very vulnerable and open and excited and, yeah, all that. I mean, it's quite a play and it's quite a ride, and I'm so proud of my actors, and tonight was really exciting. And there were sections of the audience with Wendy's relatives and a lot of Wendy's dearest friends who are, huge people in the theater community, and it was just a big night.
We spoke very early on in the process. Take me back to the beginning when you first fell in love with this play.
I guess, I read it, probably now 20 plus years ago, and it's a page turner because you really get sucked into the lives of this, collection of friends. And I also remember thinking that the structure was really smart. Like, there are words that get planted that come back and take root later, like the word worthless pops up in Act 1, and she wants, all our daughters want to feel worthwhile, and then later that's the beginning of her breakdown in the plaza speech. And so things like that I also remember being struck by.
And just working with the actors in the rehearsal room, beautiful cast.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I think there are 3 members of my company who are making their Broadway debut tonight, and Lizzie Moss, just tremendous. And it's a play, obviously, that has a title character, but it's such an ensemble piece. And, really, really proud of my fantastic 8, and it was just a really, really great experience all around.
And the 2 gentlemen you bookended her with.
Yeah, Jason Biggs and Bryce Pinkham. I mean, just tremendous, and so funny, so open, so smart, and we all worked really hard, and it was a really exciting team.
It's as relevant today as when I first saw it with Joan Allen. Is that amazing?
Yeah, it is amazing. Like, you want it to be dated. You want it to be more dated, and it's not. It's just not. And that's, it's both in terms of you want it to be more dated because you want the politics to have really changed, but also Wendy wrote a play for the ages and wrote something really specific. So I'm glad it's not dated in some respects.
Sure. What's been the best part of the experience for you, if you could sum up one thing with working on this show?
We marched through previews, and I would say every day we took a huge leap, like just collectively, and great stage management team, fantastic designers. I mean, I'm really working with people at the top of their game. It's very exciting.
Well, congratulations. It is opening night. Broadway, how does it feel?
Oh, man, this is my debut. It's more than words. I mean, I'm trying to decipher what's going on in my head constantly. We're having a great time, and we have amazing people in every department, the acting department, directing, anything you can name, stagehands, whatever. We're all one big great family. We're just we're all doing the best we can, and going forward and telling an amazing story, and we're proud of it. So,
what was today like for you, your Broadway debut day?
Oh man, I don't think it didn't sink in until I got to the theater. I was like, oh, this is a regular day. I get the day off, a little bit of hanging out, and then I realized I got to the theater. I was like, oh man, I got to pack these things and do these things and do these things. But it was great. It was a great progression of the day to get amped up for that moment of having the curtain open up for us to do the show.
How much fun is it playing all these different roles?
It's been fun figuring it out, because it's not only me that's figured out. It's dictated upon, what's the story, what's happening at the given moment. Also, Pam has her 2 cents and offers me her direction, and other people on stage. And so it's fun to figure out who each person is, and do it in a way that serves the story and help the other person on stage too. It's great.
It must have been great when you threw the audience into the mix.
Oh man, we learned so much. There was a moment, I forgot who said it, but someone in the cast said, "Oh my God, this is a comedy." Especially that movie, the TV studio scene too. Has just been incredible to see, just people burst out with laughter. But at the same time, though, too, we're telling an amazing story that hits people in the heart too, and we're proud of it.
So I was going to ask you what you love the most about Wendy's writing and the play.
I think the heart of her writing. She gets to some kind of core of this human sensibility that I've never experienced before, and just to see everyone out after the show, backstage or out in the line afterward, just people saying that was my life. I've never heard it almost 100% like it is for this show in anything I've ever done before. It's really absolutely incredible.
Okay, so Broadway debut. When you took your bow tonight, do you remember what you were thinking?
No, not really. I was like, holy, this is it. This is that moment. And I just remembered I had to go grab some flowers for the ladies and stuff, and I just wanted to look people in the eye, the people that was on stage with, and relish it, just soak it in.
First of all, it's opening night. You look stunning. How do you feel?
I'm flustered. It's so crazy. My whole family is here, so I can't wait to see them. And and my friends are here, and they just whipped this dress on me right after curtain call, and so I'm a little like, but I feel great. I feel so great.
You were hilarious in the show. You clean up beautifully.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. I never play those women that look nice.
They're fun to play, aren't they? Tell me.
Yeah, they are. They're the best. The women, the messier the better, I think, honestly. Yeah.
This is such a special play. What has it been like for you working on this play?
Well, I'm a single 35-year-old woman living in New York City, so it's been pretty remarkable to work on this play, honestly. And Wendy's writing, she makes me feel like I'm not an alien in this world. And that speech that Lizzie delivers at the Plaza, that I think she does such a beautiful job with it. It makes me cry every night when I hear it, because it's still so poignant. There's still women that feel that way, and gay men, frankly. And I think we've come a long way, and we have a long way to go.
That's what I thought. It's just as relevant today as it was then.
I think so. Yeah, I mean, different in different ways. Yeah, in different ways, but still very relevant.
Working with this cast and your director, Pam.
It's the best. I'm speechless. It's the best. She is awesome. She is the main reason why I wanted to do this play, because I think she's so incredible and the perfect person to direct the Heidi Chronicles today. And then this cast, we've all become pals. I mean, these are people that I love to see when I come to work every day, and that's rare. That doesn't happen all the time, and so I feel really blessed right now to work with them.
When you took your bow tonight, do you remember what you were thinking?
No, I don't. I was genuinely happy, just feeling really exhilarated. Honestly, it's a wonderful feeling. I mean, there's nothing like it to be on Broadway. There's nothing like it.
It is opening night. It's your Broadway debut. How do you feel?
I feel like I'm just walking on a cloud. Yeah, we came out to bow and it was like, wow, my family's here, my boyfriend's here. It's just like, definitely got stars in my eyes tonight.
We spoke very early on in the process. What has it been like for you working on this play?
I feel fortunate to have my Broadway debut be something that I feel so passionately about. Like, working on the play never gets old. It always kicks you in the heart. And so that's what this process has been like, is a lot of fun, exciting work with wonderful people, but ultimately a show that we all believe in.
Do you have a favorite decade?
A favorite decade? Ooh, that's really hard. I love them all. Rather than having a favorite decade, I love being able to move throughout them. That's something that's kind of a treat, is you do one show and you get to have one costume that's with us. With this, we just get to live through the whole span of all of the best of times in recent American history.
My final question is, when you took your bow tonight, do you remember what you were thinking?
I won't swear, but something along the lines of "holy cow" was what I was thinking. Yeah.
Congratulations. It is opening night. How do you feel?
Oh my, it's just such an overwhelming ride of emotions. I mean, I know my mouth is dry. I know that I'm thrilled. I've been anticipating this day for a long time, and so it's a real roller coaster. I mean, there's moments of incredible excitement and also a little bit of fear and nervousness, but really my heart is so full.
What has made this experience so special with working on this special play?
Well, actually my grandmother passed away a month ago to this day, so that was another layer of just wanting to pay tribute to the women that have inspired me, and also that she was a trailblazer. I mean, she immigrated to this country, and the choices she made has helped me live the dreams that I want to live, and so it's been an amazing opportunity to honor her memory, and also to be a part of a story about American history, and as an Asian American woman, to be included in that narrative is really special.
You were so funny in the show. Do you have a favorite decade?
I think the 80s are pretty awesome.
Everyone picks the 80s.
Yeah, it's, I think social movement-wise, 70s, but in terms of the fashion and the ridiculousness, 80s.
Okay. Final question. When you took your bow tonight, do you remember what you were thinking?
What I was thinking, I was like, don't cry. Just don't cry. That would be embarrassing.
Broadway debut. How does it feel?
Unbelievable. It's wonderful. Scary at first, and then once you get on stage, you just get to settle in it and do your job,
Working on this play, how special has it been for you?
Oh, it's been unbelievable. It's been very special. being able to work on issues that are still relevant and kind of be frustrated at the fact that they're still relevant, and be able to represent women as humans instead of just women. I think that's very
Favorite character and favorite decade?
Oh, I can't pick a favorite. I mean, my first character is Jill, and that's in the late 60s. I love that she's fighting so hard against her stereotype, and that's always a fun thing to play, is somebody that's coming up against themselves instead of other people.
And favorite decade clothes, maybe?
Oh, clothing-wise. In this play, I'm loving the 80s a lot. I mean, just like I'm in this pregnant suit that has this polka-dotted huge thing, and it's just, and the fact is that my mother wore that exact same outfit when she was pregnant with me. So, yeah, that's probably my favorite so far.
Okay, final question. When you took your bow tonight, Broadway debut, what do you remember thinking?
I remember just being so grateful that I knew that my mom and my boyfriend and my friend from kindergarten were in the audience watching, and then all of these incredible artists beside me, and just everything being surreal and yet somehow being so right and comfortable, you know?